Oh wait. Hi everybody. Okay, I had an idea and I want to talk this through because I think I'm right. But we'll see. Okay. So we talked about the diary and how this Horcrux functions as like a soul exchange program, right?
Yes.
And so Harry starts writing in the diary, but as we know, he has part of Voldemort's soul inside of him.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
I'm wondering, had Harry continued writing in the diary, would the Tom Riddle soul have recognized the part of Voldemort's soul inside of Harry and been able to like remove the Horcrux from Harry Potter? Or would it have only taken Harry's soul and then Harry's body would have just been able to be entirely possessed by that piece of the Horcrux that was inside him?
Okay, I have a thought. My initial thought is remember how when he actually does die, but then it's only like, well, I don't know why he gets to come back to life, but there's this whole thing where after like all that happens and Voldemort dies, the part of Voldemort that used to be in Harry as the Horcrux died.
Mm-hmm.
So my initial thought is that it's just the Horcrux part of soul that can leave Harry and then
would
he can
go
still
into
live.
the journal.
Yes.
Right? Because like when...
Is that what you're thinking too?
Well, yeah, because it's interesting because like when like the Avada Kedavra happens to Harry, it's like both souls go into limbo, and because Harry's soul is like the dominant soul, he gets to be the decider.
He gets to choose.
But I wonder if he had decided to move on, whether the Voldemort soul would have like
what would
come back to life, or is it just like permanently because it was such a tiny piece of the soul, it's not enough to actually like run a body?
What was Voldemort's plan?
Like, right? I don't get it. But like the fact that you like pointed this out, it's all I can think about now is like how cool this Horcrux is and why
it's
none of Horcrux. The rest of them are like this.
No, it's the best Horcrux for sure. Because what was the like teacup Horcrux gonna do? Like the more you drink tea out of it, the more your soul goes into the cup. Like the locket. Like if you put your like picture of you and your mom in your locket, you're part of your soul. I don't know. Like none of them are as cool as the freaking journal one. And we never talk about the journal again.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it's funny that you point that out because it's like, what other like vessels would be like would work for exchanging of souls? Because obviously a diary, that's like as intimate as you can get, and so that makes sense that you would pour yourself into it. Yeah, but there's not very many more objects that kind of function to like house your thoughts and wants and regrets and things in the way that a diary does.
If you really were a smart evil villain, you would just use books over and over again. A book every time, because then you get your soul back eventually, or you get a bunch of little yous to deal with. But I still hold to that. Like, I think that the more Horcruxes he made, the more degraded they just became. Where it was like finally the last one, which was in the scar of Harry, was just like so. I am a Horcrux, please. Like, it just couldn't even do anything. It would have remained. It would have had to just remain in limbo until Voldemort died, I think. And that's just the way I see it. Like, I can't think of anything else it could have done. We're just laying there under the chair, all babyish and gross.
Gross, yeah.
I don't know. This is a good... that's a good thought experiment. Because nobody else that we know of would ever even dare to make a Horcrux, let alone many Horcrux, which would necessitate an entire rack for your Horcruxes.
Right. No, I would love in like the alternate timeline of life where I wrote these books. Just kidding. But I think it'd be really interesting to read them where when you create a Horcrux, it splits your soul not like literally in half, but it just a part of you. So they were all equal, and in that they were just like his ongoing diaries.
Right. Wait, now I'm thinking maybe am I wrong that like every time you make one it splits your soul in half?
No,
that's right.
Canonical.
Okay. Yeah, so it really is like Horcrux, and that's why Voldemort is so useless and can't even hold his wand.
Yeah, that's why he has to just like lay it gently in his hand.
Who knows?
Yeah, but no, I think the idea of like that kind of function for the Horcruxes would just be so much more interesting. I understand
totally
the like the reason for the objects that he chooses because they hold like Hogwarts significance or whatever. Like that makes sense to his character, but it's not as cool as diary Horcruxes.
Literally, the only saving grace that I will give to the author, which isn't much, is that he's so stupid. He's just such an idiot, which is so true to like a supervillain or like a really bad guy. They're all just blah 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 when deep down they're just trying as hard as they can to be what they think people think they are, and they're not. Like when it comes down to it, they're just dumb, they're just stupid, and they don't know what they're doing, and it's all a show.
Yeah, definitely.
Very few people who are like sincerely evil have any brain in their head at all, as far as I can tell.
Unfortunately, it's like the ones that are like just crazy enough and like ambitious enough to go forth spark other people's desire for that same thing, and so it's dangerous when it spreads to other people because then you have the strength in numbers that actually do terrible things. But
it's scary.
Yeah. Voldemort himself, he doesn't even know what a phoenix did. Like, if I saw Phoenix on Harry Potter, I'd be like, Avada Kedavra. Like,
honestly, why didn't he kill the Phoenix?
I'm not chancing any tears happening here.
He just thought the Phoenix was so cool. He's like, a Phoenix!
Stupid bird. And then he's like, I hope I have a bird when I'm older.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I think it would have been really cool if Harry had kept writing in the diary and he just was able to remove his Horcrux, so then the diary was double Horcruxed.
And I think that's what would have happened.
I mean, the series would have ended sooner.
I still think that's what would have happened, though.
Would be cool.
But then it would have taken a different direction, because instead of Harry having to deal with like seeing Voldemort's plans and dealing with his own pain and him being a Horcrux, blah blah blah, it would have been like now fully restored Harry Potter, who has all of the strength and support that he already has, is able to fight against this now really scary new Voldemort. So it would have been just a different story.
Yeah, because then we probably wouldn't get the timeline where Quirrell-Demort version does anything.
Right.
He doesn't need his body back.
Yeah,
because
he can just...
now there's technically the new version already had more soul anyway, but now it's like way more fully formed, so it might be about that Voldemort going and undoing all the Horcruxes to,
and getting their soul pieces back
so that they're like equal
and he
to Harry Potter.
Forces the Quirrell-Demort version to write in his journal.
He's like, please inhabit a monkey so you can hold this freaking pencil and tell me about your feelings.
Oh my gosh, I love
that would have been so cool to see. A new version undoing all of the work that the original Voldemort went through.
This is such a cool idea. Boom. Love it.
I'm obsessed. Cool. I wish I was a writer. I would do it.
I know, I think about that a lot, where I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I'm like, oh, no, I am not a writer. I can't do an ending to save my life.
It is what it is.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's so cool.
Hope you guys like that.
I do.
Because I thought it was cool.
Okay, me too.
Yeah. All right.
Love you guys.